Hi everyone. I have decided to do a Aleister Crowley Thoth tarot spread for the particular leader who is devastating and destroying the Ukraine at this point. Once again, I am not speaking certain names because of all of the little bots that run around on the internet to find certain things, but you can imagine who we're probably talking about. Okay, so I wanted to do a spread to kind of look at what and where this person was at the moment. Okay, so I'm going to lift up the center 3 cards. So know that the modified Celtic spread, there are 3 cards in the center, and then it looks like a cross with the number 5. So you've got things in the future that are up above, and then things that are below, that are obviously things that are hidden below karma and what we're feeling on the inside. So when it comes to the 3 cards in the center, which set the pace, we've got the pleasure card, the hermit card, and the failure card. Okay, so let's start there. He takes great pleasure in causing mayhem and destruction. It tickles his bubble. He likes the news. He likes the focus on him. He likes all of that. He feels like he's in his little protected bubble and he can kind of be the center of the light. But this card basically is always a warning that the seeds of decay are in the fruits of pleasure, obviously. And the hermit card says he's feeling isolated and alone. And so he's trying to find a way to win and to shine a light through, but he is failing at this point with the failure card. So he is not getting where he wanted to get to, and it's not succeeding in the way that he wanted it to. And so while he likes mayhem and destruction, he also doesn't like losing. Now, the cards in the upper right hand corner, which is called the direct future, as I pick these up, I can do this, as you can see, are the Valor card, the Queen of Cups, and the Defeat card. So the Valor card says he is strained. His resources are strained. His army is strained. His military is strained. His equipment is strained. He's taking some big hits that are costly and were not hits that he was expecting. He is also having problems with equipment, probably because we've got lovely Russian soldiers sabotaging their gas tanks. Yay to them, because I think the Russian people are beautiful people. There's one in particular that I don't particularly like. The Queen of Cups says that he is trying to stay hidden, and he's trying to read things that are going on, and he is listening and paying attention to what is happening in the media, and he does have ears into places that maybe people don't realize he has ears, so that he is listening and integrated in certain things. So I'm sure the governments probably know that, but they need to be very, very aware of what they say online and things like that. Then the defeat card is there. The defeat card says he psychically is feeling hit. He's feeling, he's being pulled down in defeat, loss, malice, spite, weakness, slander, failure, anxiety, poverty, dishonor, trouble, grieving. And so this is like he's feeling externally attacked, which he is, of course. And this card looks like walking on broken glass. And so, of course, needless to say, out there in the Ukraine, there's a lot of broken mortars and glass and metal and everything out there. And so he is on tricky ground. I mean, he's on unstable ground. Then in the indirect future, which is in the upper left hand corner, we've got these cards. So we've got the Hierophant, the Worry card, and the Bear Dreamer Magus. Okay, so the Hierophant card basically says that he recognizes that his old dogma, because this is a card of dogma, his old beliefs, his old ways are getting stuck. And while he is very capable of, modern cyber warfare and stuff like this, he's missed some things. He's definitely missed a few things. He is basically trying to suppress the feminine, and which I find really interesting, because notice he's even trying to kill women and children leaving, because they're the ones that our hearts will go out to. And so he's literally trying to just stop the exodus of these women and children, because they will take, get on the media, and it'll break our hearts. He's worried about his strategy, because the Hierophant always, has a method to control the masses and to control the people, and which is to keep them like children. You keep them happy and satisfied and like little tiny children, and then they follow you everywhere, but you can't really tell them the whole truth. And so that's why he doesn't want his people to know the whole truth. But there's too many that have traveled outside of the country. They know that all these companies would not pull out of Russia without a really good reason. I mean, it's millions and billions of dollars to them. Why would they do that unless something really terrible was happening, right? So he tries to control the narrative, but he can't seem to do that, and it's getting to him. It's causing him worry and anxiety. And the Magus card says now he's going to go more under the carpet. So once again, watch for cyber warfare. Watch for things that are going on below the surface. Recognize that, eyes are watching on the computer stuff, and use your passwords, change your passwords, backup systems. I hope the big companies are, using spyware so that they can catch things before they go all over the place. He's going to try and knock out electrical systems, the grids, the communication systems. He's going to try and knock all of that stuff out with the Bear Dreamer Magus there. He is going to try and mess with our systems of communication, just so you beware. And so don't fall for a lot of craziness if it's coming at you. Like, double check, triple check. Don't believe everything, because anything that's pro him is highly suspect. Okay, just don't buy it. Then in the lower left-hand corner, which is the subconscious mind, we have the Lust card, the Dominion card, and the Prince of Swords. So what this basically means is that the Prince of Swords, if you look at this card, I love this card, it's a great card. He's got a sword like a whip, like this, and the people that are carrying his chariot are men crawling on the ground. He wants everyone a slave to him. He wants them to do the work, and he is this slave driver over them, to make them do what he wants. Okay. Then I've got the Dominion card, and the Dominion card is about anger, rage, resentment, conflict. Two very strong forces opposing each other, i.e. Russia and the United States. Now, while China supposedly aligned with Russia, I'm sure at this moment they're probably wondering if that was the best idea they ever did, right? Because they're watching what's happening this way. And they recognize that that is not what they want to have happen. And so he's in a lot of conflict, and he's really pissed off, really angry, really upset. And then the Lust card says he wants what he wants. He is going to go after what he wants with fury and energy and intensity. And so he wants to lash out with all of his might. And that is a little bit of a scary thing, because that's going on inside of him. Okay. And then the last piece right here, which is the karma, which constitutes advice. We've got the Princess of Discs, the Adjustment card, and then the Princess of Cups. All right. So his karma in this lifetime was to find balance. His karma in this situation was to come to a peaceful resolution that balances out the mothers, the Princess of Discs, the children, and then the women who want a better life, right? Well, he's clearly not doing that karma, but he's also clearly not doing that even in his chart. So even in his chart, it was suggested in his chart by his North Node that he needed to let go of this power mongering position from a past life, that he did not win as much as he wanted to win, and so in this lifetime he's like taking more than the lion's share, but he was supposed to walk away from it completely. Well, he didn't, and so as a result, there is no compromise, so his karma, which was the advice, is that you need to compromise, but he's not compromising. So I throw that out for today for the temperature of where everything is at. And while we're at it, I figured I might as well shuffle the cards and say, where are we at with the country of Ukraine in doing this amazing battle that should go down in the history books as something tremendously brave. So let's see what we can get with the Ukraine chart. Okay. When I look at this, what I see is that while, they know, they don't have nuclear weapons. They know that should he get so pissed off, he might do that. They worry about that. You can see that in the cards that they worry about that because he would do it just to make a point. They recognize that they have a good leader. They are really behind their leader because they have the Emperor here in the center and the Ace of Cups. Like, he was so the right choice for them, and they are backing their leader, 100%. But they know even if, they win, the rebuilding of their country is going to take a decade. It's going to take probably more than a decade. If we look at what happened after World War II, no matter what, they're in a very difficult position. Now, fortunately, they have help. So they feel they're getting help. They feel that they're making good decisions based on accurate calculations. They've got good access to information. They've got a sense of virtue, and they're standing behind their country, and they believe in themselves, which is good. But they know, based on these cards, it's going to be a slog. They know that this is a slugfest. It is brutal. Nothing will be left at the end of this. And, they recognize a lot of people are going to die. They recognize that is just going to be the way it's going to be. But this country has already weathered this, with the starvation that Russia did, a long time ago after, the Second World War, and starved millions of Ukrainians to death. And so it's like, why they can't give up. They can't give up. I mean, they're going to just get slaughtered one way or the other. So you might as well die fighting for something you believe in than not. But they recognize that, it's all bad news as far as they're concerned. Like, rebuilding their entire country is going to take a lot. But they are completely willing, looking at these cards. And so they believe, and I love the fact that the card in the karma area is the sunflower. So because they believe in seeds, that, they are a seed, and from that seed will sprout a new form of democracy, which is one of the things that I have said from the very beginning, because, 240 plus years ago in 1776, we basically created a democracy, and France created a democracy. But now we're going to have a new kind of democracy that's going to show up here because of these people, and maybe they can show us the new way. Okay, thanks everyone.